came across the 7 steps to healing that I looked into. And what I found so powerful is there's such a strong presence of accountability and responsibility and taking that responsibility.
Yeah.
And I love that that's such a big part of your message.
Yeah, it has to be that way because it's vibrational. And our vibrations are unique to us. So we are responsible. The more we become aware of who we really are as energetic consciousness, vibrations, and we begin to understand how we interact with the universe, which runs by vibration. It's the operating system is vibration. It offers us a choice of creation. And then, when we understand that we're choosing and creating every experience, things change. It's the only way to change it.
That's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there, because I feel like we've already started the interview, do you feel like there's a difference between good experiences and bad experience? Is there such a label in the universe when we get to experience things?
No, there's no label. There's no judgment. Now, we speak from the vibration of the new earth, from the vibration of your soul, that space where there is no contrast. So if there's no contrast, there cannot be judgment. We judge. We judge. The contrast is judging. The contrast offers choice. The contrast offers a vibration from which to create that we have been creating from for eons of time. Look out the window, you can see it clearly. And those choices don't exist in the vibration of who you really are.
So tell me, how did you begin your spiritual journey and started channeling these messages?
It's a very long story and it's 20 years old by now. So I'll just hit the highlights. In 2009, I had been in advertising for 100 years, it seems like. And I sat down to write a newspaper article or magazine article, something. And I was sitting there with my laptop and I just started typing. I just started responding, really. When some people say that, for me, it wasn't like I had no control over my hands. I was nudged to begin typing. And I did. And I was blown away. And it was several pages. And that's how it started. And then it continued from there every day, really, for years. It's a lot of events that happened during that major event that changed the course of my life. Yeah, it does.
That's amazing. And how did you, why do you think the work that you do is so important
Oh my
for
God.
our collective consciousness?
It is, it's imperative, really. It is imperative because we are aspects, of course, you understand that we are aspects of our soul. We are playing a role in the expansion of the universe, the expansion of our soul, the expansion of this aspect of us, of you, of me, and of the collective. So the only thing the soul does is expand in unlimited ways. It expands, and every aspect expands it. So it's simultaneous expansion. So in order for an aspect to expand, it must experience something else from which to choose. We expand through our experiences. So the contrasting realm that we have been experiencing, choosing, we chose to come here in order to expand. We've been experiencing this realm that is dominant in the contrast, contrasting vibration to who we are as a soul vibration. And it has been our dominant creative force up until this point, really, generally speaking, collectively speaking, we have been dominantly creating our physical realities, individually and collective reality, from the contrasting view, which is out of alignment with who we really are as souls, because there's no contrast there. So we are journeying, or have been journeying, through the third dimension for eons of time. And understand too that when we use numbers to label anything, they are for your purpose, not ours. It is just a different experience of consciousness that you're choosing to experience for the purpose of expansion. So we come here and we've been dominatingly creating from the contrast, which results in what would be labeled bad experiences, not from our point of view, but from yours, because bad is a label for a contrasting experience. You don't have a bad experience in alignment. You don't create bad experiences from the vibration of alignment. Impossible. No vibrational agreement for the two. So you're either choosing one or the other. In order for an aspect to expand, it must seek more of who it is. And as you're seeking, more is revealed. So that's why it's important. In order for us to move into another realm of consciousness, that's all we do, is shift our consciousness. And up until this point, we have shifted many, 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 many times within the third dimension, always evolving on a different timeline, different shift in consciousness, different aspect. Now, as we approach this new realm, the new earth vibration, we have a bridge in the middle, what we refer to as the fourth dimension, which is where you are consciously choosing to shift your own dominant vibration to be that of your soul. So you're creating now from love. So it's a complete paradigm shift in perspective. Complete. No fear. There's no fear here. So the belief systems that the individual holds, the human holds, collectively and individually, dominantly are out of alignment. So no beliefs that we currently create from come with us there, which means we have to create a new belief system. And that's why it's so important. You can stay in any realm you want, free choice. You can stay, no judgment, but ultimately all will evolve and choose their way out of the contrast. And you must do it consciously. We know you must do it consciously, which is why we're here, to teach you how to do that and teach you what it is and how you create, how you're creating from any realm. It's all based on universal truth, universal laws that are all vibrational.
That's exactly what I wanted to get into. You mentioned how we create based on vibration. Could you tell us more about that?
Well, yeah, what most people think of as the law of attraction, powerful. Well, all universal laws are powerful, of course, but this one has been really gaining some traction in our collective over the years. And it is a vibrational law, of course. It is the attracting of vibration, which creates vibrational agreement, which for us here is the physical experience, whether it's an emotion, a physical in the body, a relationship, whatever it is, whatever experience is always vibrational. So we are choosing by way of our focus. So most of us, most of you, I'm not putting myself in that category anymore, are not even aware really, and are focused always on the contrast and fear. Easy to do that these days. When if you watch the news, we would recommend that you turn it off. There is there's always a balance. So the more light that comes in, that we are shining, you and I and everybody who is seeking, we are looking at the light more so, which brings more in, attracts more in. So the vibration is a perspective. So the perspective of your soul is a vibration that is pure love. So when you are focused on that vibration, you are calling to you the non-physical match from the universe. This is the law of attraction. That's what creation is: vibrational agreement, manifestation, and experience. So, and it happens moment by moment. So when you are focused on the vibration of alignment, which is what we are encouraging strongly, you are walking forward on your soul's eternal path, and you are creating from a vibration that can only manifest as experiences of love and joy and peace and excitement and adventure and passion. That's what you create, unlimited ways of love. But the vibration of the contrast is just that. It's a vibration like any other. It just manifests something differently because of the components that make it up. It's in contrast to the vibration of who we are. And that's why you guys call it fear. You know, there's no fear here. We don't call it fear. We offer a different perspective of fear so you can move beyond that belief that is contrasting, that most people create their realities from. So the vibration is the basis for every experience.
I think that's really deep. And I want to go even deeper on the fear and how you see fear as, because it seems to me in our world, a lot of us live and create and get stuck for years and years in that fear, right? Fear of not enough money, fear of not enough status, fear of health, fear of what's going on in the world. And it seems we just go into that circle and we keep into that circle. The more we want to break free, the more that circle becomes comfortable, because that's where we've lived, you know, all of these years. So we don't really see a way out. How can we find that way out?
That's exactly right. And it is always, it's a very common question. We get this a lot, of course, because you feel like you're in the circle of that tornado, you know, and you can't see the light. And of course, you cannot see the light when you are out of alignment. The light is over here and the contrast is over here. And if you are focused over here all the time, you cannot see or create from what's over here. So it is a shift in perspective, and it is the shift from a momentum, not only the shift in perspective, but the shifting of the direction of momentum, which means we begin creating a new momentum in the other direction over here. And that we do by focus. We focus on love more than fear, simply put. We see fear as just an out of alignment choice. You see, we because there is no judgment or no labeling where we're speaking from, we don't include the word fear unless it's necessary in our conversations. We refer to your choosing opportunities as in or out of alignment. It removes the fear, it removes the judgment. Once you understand what the two vibrations that are in front of you at this point, in this physical realm, offer you, you begin to choose deliberately and consciously. Now, we know that the contrasting vibration creates, of course, out of alignment experiences that result in emotions first, that are gifts from your ego aspect that's traveling with you, that is the balance to the soul in emotional communication. The communication from the universal aspects is vibrational. That's how we communicate. That's how we are exempling a blended vibration now, where Cindy is totally conscious and participating. She's just letting us use her sarcasm. That'll get worse, better. Anyway, sorry. So when we see what you refer to as fear, and of course you call it fear. Fear is a definition of an out of alignment experience. And under the umbrella of fear are unlimited opportunities to experience it. So when you're focused on it, remember Abraham teaches a belief is just a thought you keep on thinking. So if you are focused on contrasting goings on out there, if you are focused on, you know, a relationship that is what you would refer to as toxic, and there's arguments and tension and many of those created every day, this is an out of alignment manifestation, clearly, because there's no peace there. So you can tell by the way the experience unfolds, the way it feels first, whether it was created from an in or out of alignment dominant vibration. And when you're focused on the contrast, that is your dominant vibration. You can shift it in a moment. But the momentum that we have been collectively and individually creating over eons and eons of time is powerful. And people are steadfast in their beliefs, which makes them the belief. So if you have a belief in lack, that's the foundation of your creations in lack. You will create it in every area of your life, manifesting differently. And you cannot create an in alignment experience of abundance, in this case, from an out of alignment position, because there's no vibrational agreement. So when you send out to the universe by way of your focus, we are always emitting a vibration that the universe is matching. This is how we communicate, right? We're creators. So when we're sending out a vibration of contrast to who we are, the universe matches it and says, here, I love you so much. This is what you're asking me for. No judgment. The universe assumes you want what you're asking for. And most of the time, of course, we don't. And we always say, I wouldn't have created that, an out of alignment statement for, that's where the self-responsibility comes in for your own vibration. You absolutely created it. And you can say now to the universe, thank you. Now I see what my dominant vibration is reaching out for. So fear is just, if you shift your perspective of what fear is to either in or out of alignment, you can tell immediately, and you become responsible and you become a deliberate chooser. As Esther says, a pointer, she points at a vibration. And that's what we're doing by our focus. We call it the megaphone to the universe, is your focus. Like picture it like a laser beam, and our beliefs are powerful and they are out of alignment,
How do we even begin to change our beliefs? Because often enough, there are things that maybe we've been raised with, right? Like what we see with a lot of families, for instance, that come from poverty, is we're being raised to understand there's not enough money, there's not enough resources for everybody. We are not the kind of people that have money. So then somebody would grow up with those beliefs around money, right? Money never wants to come with me. I have to work harder than other people. And it just seems like such a part of ourselves that is just very difficult to get to that actual belief and then question it and especially change it. So then when we want to change our focus, towards the light, towards the right vibration, if we're in that lack state, which we can be with our health as well, right? We can say, well, I'm just very sick. It's just not going to get better. My doctors are just saying it's not going to get better. So how do we start implementing a belief that's towards the light, but that also seems reasonable for us to believe?
Well, the first thing is to understand that we're not suggesting that you attempt to change a belief. We don't want to change a belief. We want to create a new belief. And you have to have the understanding of the vibrational foundation in order to do that. I'd like to give you at this time our belief process. I wouldn't normally do this at an interview, but I think it's important because they're pushing me. But I think it's important to share this with everybody because this is how they showed me. Now, I had already an understanding of who I really am. That does not mean that I was trusting it all the time. It is a process of shifting, certainly. And it is all in the discovery of who you are. So it's not really, from our perspective, it's not a money issue. It's an alignment issue. You're always in alignment with something. And if you have a belief in lack, you are in alignment with that vibration that delivers that experience. When you're in alignment with abundance, you are in a vibration that delivers that experience. It's a different choice. It's a different choice. And it manifests many, many different things. And, the emotional response is very important. That's your first indication. That's your ego and your soul working together to keep you in alignment, because only you can choose. Your soul's not choosing for you. You're choosing. So Joseph said to me one day, let's create a new belief system. And I said, wow, would be great. They said, take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. And I said, oh, like the pros and cons list. And he said, exactly. So on the left-hand column, they said, we want you to entitle this my current belief system. On the right-hand column, it's entitled my soul's perspective of my current beliefs. Then they said, we want you to begin listing on the left-hand column all your current beliefs. And me, being a little arrogant, I guess, I thought about it for a minute and I said, I don't have any out of alignment beliefs. I've been hanging around with you guys for a long time. Excuse me. I don't have any. And they started to laugh and they said, okay, we'll be here when you get back. So I left for a minute, came back a couple minutes later because now I started receiving them. And I started making my list. And I have to say that it was very difficult for me to admit to some of the beliefs I had after all this time. And as I'm going down the list, I noticed the emotions that I was feeling as I'm writing these out of alignment beliefs. And I started feeling really bad about myself. Couldn't believe I had that belief. Couldn't believe I had created that. I just didn't want to. I was arguing with myself the whole way and really feeling bad. Got to the bottom, I was crying. And I felt so bad about myself and what have I done? And, all this stuff, really bad. So I picked up the paper and I looked up and I said, this is not who I am. And they said, this is the belief system you are currently working from or have been. And I said, that is awful. And they said, put it down, Cindy, calm down. Let's go to the right-hand side. My first belief I'll share with you, which was very difficult to write, said, I am not worthy of this task with you. Really hard for me to write that. As I wrote their response, which was, there is no one more worthy than you. As I'm writing that, I was covered in this overwhelming vibrational blanket of love, like I'd never felt before. Pure alignment, just undescribable love. And I'm writing, so now I'm going down my list and I'm feeling now the emotions that manifest from the in alignment beliefs, clearly seeing, feeling the difference. Get down to the bottom and I'm crying again, but overwhelming joy, just joy of the appreciation I had for this perspective now. It was so cool. So they said, okay, now we want you to look at both lists and we want to give you our perspective of your current belief system. I didn't want to look at it. I have to tell you, I didn't want to go back there, And they began saying things like, you are so loved and we are so proud that you have taken this journey on our behalf and chosen all of these out of alignment situations from which to experience in order to learn who you really are. And I'm hearing applauds and I'm hearing fireworks and just drenched in love and appreciation and kudos and admiration and all of these things shifted me right there. I'm shifting like crazy in this whole process that lasted all of 10 minutes, And they said, now look at the right-hand side, and you have created the new belief system that is in alignment with the new earth vibration. The new earth aspect of you, the new physical aspect of you, who awaits your arrival on your new experiential planet, is holding these beliefs for you in their non-physical world. It's all non-physical at this point. So what I learned through that was profound for me. It shifted not only my perspective of my belief system and how it came into being, now I understood it. And understanding, we say, is what breeds your expansion. That's what the events on your soul's eternal path are made of. It's understanding. It's not a an experience like the NDEs. Those are events on people's soul, eternal path. And they are considered events because of the experience they have that causes them to understand more of who they are. So as we walk forward on this soul's eternal path, we learn more. And now through that experience of building a new belief system, I understand that the vibrational agreement that manifested those out of alignment beliefs in the contrast, I was choosing by default because of my level of awareness. And that's the journey. It's expanding our awareness of who we are. And so now we're at the place, we're in the vicinity, I can see it from here, the bridge, the end of the bridge. And when we are 51% of the time dominant in our soul's vibration, that's when we begin our next segment of the fourth dimension. And then we go over that bridge, building that momentum, focusing on love and experiencing a physical reality created by love and passion and joy and excitement. Geez. And we get down to 99% soul, 1% contrast. And then we step over the line onto the new earth, 100%, no fear. And so this is a very consciously chosen segment that is in front of us. And in order to take the path, take the walk, we have to walk the talk, and the talk is vibrational. So understanding how vibrational manifestations happen through universal laws, universal truths, we no longer resist them. And we begin shifting, understanding who we really are. So that's the journey of discovery, and that's how you begin to shift. It's so we wouldn't suggest choosing, and you can obviously do whatever you want, whatever works for anybody, but the choosing of a manifestational experience, like I want more money. We all want more money. We see money as freedom. Of course it is, because you are in a limited realm of experience. And so there's always a limit. But from our perspective and the perspective of who you really are, there are no limits. The money doesn't stop. Only you stop it. You stop it by the beliefs you hold. And that's, it's a byproduct of alignment. Joy is a byproduct of alignment, passion, excitement. A vibration can't manifest something that it's not. There has to be a matching component, We have to be a vibrational agreement with the dimensions we want to enter, that we are choosing to experience. It's a beautiful ride if you focus that way. So you have to first recognize that you are creating everything and become responsible for it through understanding.
That's so beautiful. And you've mentioned a few times the new earth and the shift in perspective that we need to make to get through the fourth and fifth dimensions. Could you explain what the new earth is and how we're going to be reaching it? As well as I tend to think that new things will be required of us, or trials will be there to help us get to where we need to go.
Wow.
How do you see that?
Wow. Not like that. It sounds so hard the way you put that. There are no trials on the new earth. This is what the fourth dimension is for. This is what this segment of the human pathway is right now, the human collective pathway, in order to move forward. There are no requirements. There are no requirements from our perspective. There is only understanding and expansion. You guys make it so hard on yourselves. You really do. And we understand. We understand completely because you choose the contrasting life is hard. This is where your sayings come from. You know, life is hard and relationships are hard and everybody has problems. Nothing is perfect. Every single one of those statements is out of alignment. And every single one of those statements creates, and they are beliefs, and they create the matching experience of what you declare. We hear many of you say, bad things happen in threes. Bad things come in threes. And we say, why would you ever declare to the universe, I want to experience 3 bad things? And then you're sending out a vibration of this. Lay it on me. I'm covering my head. When will the other shoe drop? You say to yourselves. And you anticipate, and your anticipation is an expectation, and you are building a momentum toward that experience by throwing that out there. And they are beliefs. You believe them, and so you create them. And yes, bad things do happen in threes because that's what you're requesting. So we would say, don't ever say that. We would say, only good things happen. Only good things happen. Esther has said for years that when she was learning this stuff, she got in the habit of saying, everything always works out for me. And when you start to change your own verbal declarations, like, I am sick. Gee, why would you ever say that? You don't feel well, just say, I am healing. My body is healing itself. These are shifts that so many people will say that's such hogwash as they're sitting, sitting, taking a bunch of pills and going to the doctor every 2 days. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So there is no illness in the perspective of alignment. The new earth will be a physical experience of that vibration for this aspect. Now, we will not be in this body. This body is tethered to, created from the contrast, created from the soul of love, but it is equipped to move through the contrast, the immune system, the 5 physical senses. These are hair. These are, necessaries to move us through a realm of contrast. Our 6th sense is your vibrational acuity. Some people refer to it as the third eye. It is your vibrational communicator with your source, with your soul, with guides, angels, with loved ones who've moved on. It's all vibrational communication. That's all it is. It's the most natural communication of us that is us. And that will be the communication on the new earth. It's all vibrational. So it's an experience we will create. We are co-creating with our souls, but we must be in alignment with the vibration of it in order to experience it, which is why we have to make the shift. We have to shift our perspective and our focus to that vibration in order to move into it. That veil that you talk about, that everybody says, beyond the veil. Well, the veil is created by you too. The veil is a block. The veil is a screen, between the 2 realms. And the veil is a belief in fear. Because there's from abundance, there's no block. You're never blocked when you're in alignment. You're never sick when you're in alignment. You're never lacking anything when you're in alignment. And that's the experience we will have on the new earth. We will create moment by moment manifestations by way of our focus. That's where we're heading. But we have to choose it now. We're grown up. We have to take responsibility and choose it. Or choose this. You can stay here. Eventually everybody will move. It's the process of evolution. No time frame. Eternity.
I love that you talk about responsibility. And that's something that I've seen come back in the framework that you offer for the 7 steps to healing. So could you tell me about how you see healing and how you see disease, first of all? What's happening when we have a disease? And what are the steps for healing?
Well, the disease, every ailment in the body, whether it is emotional, physical in the body, is always a creation from the contrast. Your cells are vibrational and they are responding to your focus. They're responding to your dominant vibration. And when you are in the contrast, you are inviting in when you are focused in contrast, doesn't matter what you're focused on. If you are dominantly creating in every moment we create from the contrasting realm, you are inviting in every out of alignment manifestation that's possible by way of your focus. So this is the vibration you are attracting. And as you're focusing on it, you are creating momentum toward an experience of it. People who are sickly are dominantly creating their physical apparatus from the out of alignment position. You do it in unlimited ways. We can't pinpoint how everybody does it. That's the indication of it, is illness. And it doesn't only manifest in this lifetime. What a lot of people say, well, that can't be right because babies are born with cancer and babies are born with with illness and they die from. And we say yes, because when you dive in here and you begin creating, you have a physical vibration that, you're a blended being all the time. You're always your soul, and you have a vibration that is in agreement with whatever realm you're experiencing at any time. This one is the physical third dimension, we'll say, okay? So we come in and you're creating this physical vibration here. And the physical vibration is made up of everything that is in alignment with that realm of contrast. So when you kick off, the only thing you go as is the expanded love vibration that is in alignment with your soul. You don't take fear with you. All the out of alignment experiences, that vibration that holds your experiences, your beliefs, your understandings, the teachings, that remains and lies dormant on the vibrational timeline where it was created and where there is vibrational agreement for it. You take off, go home, whatever, go fly around, do whatever. Whenever you collectively, as your soul, at some point, refocus into this dimension, that physical vibration is the focus, and that we stand up. Okay, I'm here, I'm ready to go. We have expanded by way of our soul, but we pick up that physical vibration where we left it and we carry on. So the contrasting vibrations are what cause sickness, illness, and they are with you forever until you create something new. That's when the healing happens. Jesus exampled it for us time and time and time again. He exampled alignment, alignment, alignment. And that's how he was the catalyst. He was the holder of the vibration in the physical realm of alignment, so it could create the manifestation of well-being. And the Lazarus and whoever else he healed all over the place, And that's how it happens. There must be agreement and choice. So Lazarus chose, yes, I believe. You must believe, because the belief is your creative foundation. You can say you believe all over the place, but if you really don't believe it, the universe doesn't kid around. It's never off. So the wellness is found in the space of alignment. So many have exampled that for us. Anita Morjani. I don't know if you know who she is. I'm sure you do. She, her Dying to Be Me, amazing story of healing. Louise Hay, oh my God, what an amazing story. They are all over the place. The NDEers experience it because once you are dominant in alignment, your body is always manifesting your dominant vibration. If you are focused on illness all the time, you are sick all the time.
It sounds so easy when you say it.
Well, you know, we always, Cindy used to say to us all the time, this is hard. This is hard stuff. How's anybody going to get it, including me? You know, understanding it is one thing, but doing it is the choosing. And we would always say to her, Cindy, it's a very simple choosing. It's a choice. We have a choice in every moment. You have to choose alignment, and you have to just keep choosing it. I used to get very frustrated, really frustrated, and say, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. What am I doing wrong? What am I, you know? And and that is an indication that I was out of alignment, the frustration. You know, we have to understand that it's a process of shifting and we're participating in it, and our souls are there. Hence the name, allow your soul to lead. We don't have a frame of reference for this next step that we're taking now, because we've only always created in the contrast. Now, this process, we need help, and we ask for assistance and guidance, and we activate our sixth sense so we can hear them, and we start to believe. You can either continue to believe what you believe and keep, continuing to create the out of alignment experiences, believing that's just the way it is for you, if that's what you're creating, yes. But you don't have to create that. You have to take responsibility and choose. So it is a process. And yes, it takes focus. It takes focus and persistence, really, for the human. You have to choose it. You have to say, I am done with this. I know there's a better way. Show me, guide me. And they do. It's their job. Joseph used to say to me all the time, Cindy, let us do our job. Take your hands off the wheel. Take your hands off the wheel. We'll do this, because we're impatient, you know, but you can't be impatient with this because there's no time frame. There's no reason to be impatient. It's eternity. Time frame is eternity.
It sounds to me like there's a lesson in humility here, in accepting that we're being guided, in trusting our gut feelings and trusting our guides. And it also sounds to me that we need to be extending a bit more grace to ourselves. Instead of, it seems to me that a lot of us will try to manifest and then, what you said, be frustrated that we're not getting it or we're not doing it. But allowing ourselves to move through the learning process, not expecting us to have everything figured out immediately, and cut ourselves a bit of slack. Am I understanding this correctly?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's an unfolding, and we are doing the unfolding by inviting in the help. It's tough for us. I will say that it is tough for us because we're so used to that momentum of action, action, action. And we say, focus, 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 and you have to trust it. I mean, we trust when we're creating from the contrast, we know it works, right? So choose something different. Just try it out. Your soul will help you. But yes, it is a pathway of discovery. It's an eternal path of discovery. A lot of people talk about it it's a learning experience, and we come here to school and we learn. We say that it is part of your unfolding as the aspect, the unfolding of who you really are into your awareness. So we would say, relax. And we would say, yes, let yourselves off the hook, because you try to make it so hard and there is no effort in the space of alignment. So when you're frustrated and feeling impatient and all those things, those are loving gifts negative emotion that the soul cannot give us, no vibrational agreement again, the ego steps in and says, Cindy, stop. You're out of alignment. This is the emotion that feels like what you're choosing. And I go, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I can shift. And you go, you're right. I'm in this moment, I am creating out of alignment from this. And if I continue to stare at that frustration and feed it by focusing on it, I'm going to get experiences that match that emotion. So, it's I don't even want to say it's hard anymore, because they always say it's just a choice. It's your choice. If we are all transforming, and we can choose to, because we choose absolutely everything. We can choose and are choosing, really, whether you know it or not, we are choosing our experience of this transformation. You can choose it. So you can say, like I say all the time, this is what you said. I don't have to do this, and this is what you said. So I'm trusting you, which means I'm trusting me. I used to say to them all the time, early on, I would say, it's not that I don't trust you, I don't trust me. And they always said, Cindy, you cannot trust us if you don't trust you. We're the same. That's wrap your head around that. But that's really what the oneness is. That's the alignment. And there is nothing more fun and more exciting than to shift your focus and begin consciously creating from your soul's perspective, and inviting that vibrational helper, the vibrational team. Holy cow. We're a team of love. Do you want us to help you? No, I'll do it myself. I mean, really, that is just silly. And that's what we're doing, because we don't trust it, but it's so there. It's evident. It's evident. So we would suggest, don't go into the transformation saying, this is really hard. This is really hard. I did that. And I spent a long time saying, this is hard. And then finally they said, why do you keep saying that? I said, you're right. I'm choosing that. They said, choose something else. And I started to relax, and just comes and comes and comes. And then they say, invite us more into your day-to-day life, which is really good to start doing now, everybody. Not only when we're with a client or, talking to you guys, but every day in the car. Include us in your awareness, and see how your manifestations go then. you know, Pal up with them. It's a beautiful ride, should be done with ease and grace. And that is an experience of alignment.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
My last question for you is there anything that I haven't thought of asking that you feel compelled to share with us at this moment?
Wow. We just want to touch on self-love. Most of you have no idea the love that is poured on you every day, the love that you are, because of the contrast, because of the influenced beliefs, religious beliefs, parents, teachers, books, whatever it is, that you have created for yourselves. You have dismissed yourselves. And we would say that the most important relationship that you can have, for its opinions, for its suggestions, its perspective, its guidance, is your gut, is your soul. When you look outside yourself, asking others what you should do, we understand. We're not judging it. We're just saying that there is, to include your soul in your experience in the physical world, which is what it will be on the new earth. It's a blended being 100%. We are shifting our blending now. So as you do that, you experience more and more of the space of alignment, and you will experience self-love in that space. It's the love of the oneness of who you really are. And it is powerful, creative force. And when you experience that knowing of who you really are, and you understand what self-love really is, which is God consciousness, you are emitting that vibration and lighting the way for so many. You help humanity as you focus on your own alignment, and you create your experience from it too. So we advise and suggest all the time, focus on your own alignment more and more and more, and watch and feel, experience what happens, and choose to move forward consciously. It's important.
Well, I think we all need to listen to this again just to take it in, because I feel like that's so, so important. So that would be my advice for everybody listening. Tell me, how can we find more of your teachings, and where can we find you?
You know, everything's on our website, and actually, the teachings of Joseph, and you can download those 7 steps for free. You don't have to put your email in or anything. I'm not a big fan of that, but just go to this. There's a link for the 7 steps, about a third of the way down. You can download a PDF of them, put them on your refrigerator, start shifting. The books are on there. It'll take you right to Amazon. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. I've been pretty lax about that lately. Been a lot going on, really good stuff. But, we encourage you to just keep seeking. There's stuff on there. You can find us on there and connect with us on there. And we appreciate it. And we encourage everybody, shift yourselves. Just shift.